Hello, and welcome to Recent Activity, your new favorite entertainment review podcast that attempts to cover every film, every show, all at once. I am your co-host, Andrew Morgan. With me, as always, is the only man who nominated Frank Grillo for Best Supporting Werewolf at the Golden Globes, Mr. Shane Beauregard. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, and you know what's a well-deserved nomination, I will say that.
Honestly, I thought, and it might be quite right, I thought you were going to correct me and be like, supporting werewolf? That motherfucker's a lead werewolf these days, you son of a bitch. Am I correct, at least in that?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Excellent. Well, good to see you, sir. Glad to see you are upright. I know you tried so desperately to get out of this podcast by having shoulder surgery, but I'm glad you're here. You're probably hopped up on some kind of nice medication. Putting in the work, though, still. We got so many movies to talk about.
Always. And how dare you? I never try to get out of this podcast.
That's fair. That's me. I'm sorry. I'm projecting. That's exactly it. But let's talk, buddy. We have so much stuff between what we've watched, what's been going on in the film world with like Gotham Awards happen, the Film Independent Spirit Awards happen, or the nominations happen, the Golden Globe nominations happen, all these critical bodies are coming out, and the only thing that they seem to be doing is just making me more and more upset that Dune Part 2 and Challengers seems to be getting more and more cast aside, especially Challengers, and I want to throw shit.
You should. And it should make you appreciate the MTV Movie Awards a little bit more, because those are...
Because Best Kiss is a wrap, everybody.
Yes, it is.
When it's a three-way, it always happens. So let's fucking put that shit to bed, especially when you got Zendaya. Ooh, yeah, let's do it. But let's start off with what we saw in the theaters, buddy. I'm glad you made the trek even after having surgery and doing all that stuff. Did you get the chauffeur treatment, or were you out there just being an animal and driving out to the boonies yourself?
I was a savage. I just took my good arm, thank God it's my right, and I proceeded just to go all bandaged up, wrapped up, and let's go.
Yeah. Good on you, man. Well, then let's kick it off with you, because I did tease the Frank Grillo thing. We've been talking about it for weeks, it seems, especially once the trailer has been playing in front of a lot of movies that I've seen, quite frankly, which is so weird for such a small movie that I kept going, wow, this is really getting like a good theatrical push. This is insane. So obviously this is a movie starring Frank Grillo, so I should just give you the floor, because there's nothing I can really say to lead into this movie, because scores don't matter with something like this. It is heavy genre. It looks silly. Sort of. It's very, almost like a throwback style, 80s, 90s in the trailer. You got people like Lou Diamond Phillips in this movie. So set the table. Tell me the full brunt of what Werewolves was for you and your man Frank Grillo.
Well, Frank Grillo, listen, I can't say enough about this guy. I strive to be more like Frank Grillo every day, especially as I age, because goddamn, he looks good for his age.
Oh,
man.
He's ripped, yeah.
He is ripped to the gills in this movie. But this is everything you want in that B-movie kind of genre where, yes, it's very silly, it's very campy. But I will say I didn't love this movie.
Boo.
I liked a lot of it. Right? Because it's definitely a decent watch at home. I would not go to the theater to see this. I was the only one in my screening, mind you, the only one.
That's almost better, though. I mean, that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, simple setup. If you've seen the trailer, you got this super moon that apparently turns everyone into werewolves. Frank Grillo is not only like the team lead in this thing, he's also a molecular biologist. So, hey.
Yeah. I was going to ask, because it says 2 scientists are trying to stop this, and I'm like, wait a minute. Is Frank Grillo one of the scientists? Because I know Lou Diamond Phillips has a doctor tag in the cast listing.
He does. I was like, listen, okay. If Jessica Alba could be a scientist in Fantastic Four, goddammit, Frank Grillo could be a scientist in Werewolves, all right?
It's true. It's true. Very true.
Very, very true. And basically, he's tasked to come up with some kind of serum to stop people from turning the werewolves. A little side story was, like, during the first turnover, his brother died in I guess, the events of the first one, and his wife and kid are remaining, so Frank Grillo is like has to look after them and get them prepared for what's going to come in the night. So it almost has like a purge feeling, like
Right.
this thing's going to last 24 hours. Stay protected, kind of do what you want. And Lou Diamond Phillips is the only other guy, like you mentioned. He is like the head doctor in this. Gives a great speech. No, just kidding. He's only in it for a couple. He's only in it for a couple scenes, taking a paycheck. And then, obviously the serum doesn't work and all chaos breaks out. Frank Grillo has to make it back to his brother's family. That's the setup
is that
of the
who
movie.
that is? Because I saw in the trailer he's talking to a young girl about the big bad wolf.
That's his. Yep, that's his niece, and then his. So the acting on that part is just laughably bad. Like it's bad, and I mean it's so bad, right? The werewolf effects. Let's talk about this for a while because it reminded me of Neil Marshall's Dog Soldiers.
Okay, yeah,
that's kind of what it reminded me of. More practical it looked like than special effects, obviously.
That's cool.
So yeah, that was cool. And it did have this nice action set pieces, but I was expecting more, I guess, more Grillo versus werewolves in this, like more of the carnage that the werewolves are causing throughout this movie. You get some, but not enough to like fulfill my need in this movie. You do get to see Frank Grillo turn into a werewolf, which you can see coming a mile away. But it's a zippy movie. It's only an hour and a half, so it like literally flies by and takes no time getting right into the action of things. Like within the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you're set into it. I just liked if they would have stayed on Grillo in that aspect of the movie, stop panning over to the niece and his sister-in-law, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was like the worst part of the movie. And then you get the crazy neighbor who's all gung-ho, like militia kind of guy who gets turned. And it's like, that's the thing. He's trying to get into his sister-in-law's house and whatnot. So that's who he has to go defend his sister-in-law against. But yeah, it had some good action scenes. But overall, like I just wanted more carnage, more goofy fun, a little more humor in it. I felt like B movies had that touch of like humor in it that we can sit back and laugh at.
Right.
I think the humor in this one was like unintentional humor with some of the writing that took place during this movie.
That's
but
unfortunate.
But if you're into the B movie genre with werewolves, it's not a bad watch. I gave it a 2.5.
Okay. Yeah.
And I
honestly,
think
that runs right into what the score's kind of been out there. It's like a 5.3 or something on IMDb or something. Yeah.
I'm looking right at it. And I think Frank Grillo, I saw produced, was one of the producers on this movie as well. So that makes sense.
Yeah. Get your bag. I'm sure it'll be on streaming in a few weeks, or at least do the VOD, do all the windowing, but I'm sure it won't be in theaters too much longer.
No, but definitely check it out if it comes to Netflix or whatever the streaming service it comes out to. Definitely give it a check.
Yeah, you don't know what studio that was, do you?
Dude, when all the stuff came out at the beginning of the movie, it's studios and stuff I never even heard of before.
Yeah.
So God knows where they got this money from and who's producing this film.
Yeah. It's it's overseas, some black ops, black market stuff, whatever.
I think it might be. I really do.
It was just, like, does he have his own coin, Grillo coin or something that may have funded this thing? Because I don't know how this got wide distribution. That's insane.
I don't either, but it's okay.
But I will tell you, because I did do a Thursday night double feature night, which was great. I haven't done that in a while. And I was so mad based on where the movies were playing that I could not do Werewolves and Night Bitch back to back to do a Howling at the Moon double feature kind of a thing. I was so upset. But because I did not watch Werewolves, I could, and I still haven't seen Night Bitch because it was playing so far away from me, that maybe this weekend I can make it work. Even if I have to travel between multiple theaters, I could try to make that spectacular double feature. Even with your 2.5, I'm like, but it might be fun just to say I did it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you know what you're walking into. So,
Yeah, at least with that one. Night Bitch, I keep hearing mixed things. So I'm curious if that one's going to be that much better for me and I won't be like super sad doing the double feature. Because I will tell you, the double feature I did do is I led with Y2K because that was the bigger new movie of the week, even though it made no money. Same with all of these. So it's going to be a running theme, as I told you off air. Nobody really made more than like a few $1 million over the weekend. So it's not great, but at least Y2K made the most of the movies that we saw in the theater, I guess. Again, I told you, you ended up seeing Juror number 2, which I reviewed last week, so I definitely want to hear about that. But I'm still mad that they're not reporting the domestic totals on that, but it's now up to 18.2 million international. So people are watching this fucking movie. So just see it, release the numbers, you cowards. Anyway, what I did was I saw Y2K first, and then I saw The Order second. So first time I did a double feature in a while. You also saw Y2K, so we could start with that. So this movie is co-written and directed by Kyle Mooney, who used to be on SNL. He's been doing a few movies. I believe Brigsby Bear comes to mind, of like the first movie maybe of note, at least, that he did. This movie, Y2K, if you haven't seen the trailer or anything, it's a straight up kind of like teen horror comedy about two high school nobodies making the decision to crash the last major celebration before the new millennium on New Year's Eve, 1999. The night becomes even crazier than they could ever dream of when the clock strikes midnight. And, you know, cast is okay. At least like you're going to see a bunch of people of note. You're going to see Jaden Martell of It. And he was also in Mr. Harrigan's Phone, I believe, for Netflix as well, the Stephen King movie. Rachel Ziegler here from West Side Story and will soon be in the new Snow White, which looks... Julian Dennison. What is that called? The Hunt for the Wilder People? The Taika Waititi movie, right?
Yep.
That's this guy, right? And also, there's a million other people, but... the person of note, besides, say, Alicia Silverstone and Tim Heidecker, who play the parents of Jaden Martell's character Eli, is a extended cameo by Fred Durst. Like, he's a real source in this movie. Like, he kind of, I don't want to say carries the end. That's extreme, but he's a large part of the third act.
He certainly is.
So, and by your tone, I'm guessing you're kind of in a similar camp to me, where I'll just say straight up, this movie is disappointing. This movie is not as funny or as, like, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of nostalgia stuff, but, like, it didn't really, like, as a person who literally, this is my generation, I'm the class of 2000, like, it didn't click with me besides, like, a few choice, like, costumery, I guess. And then it gets into that weird, like, my culture is not your costume kind of vibe. I know it's a movie, but like it's kind of like, oh man, I guess that's how we dressed, you know, whatever. Yeah. So it's a little stupid, but I didn't have a great time. I was very uninterested, and you know, there's not a lot of humor that struck me. I think the Fred Durst stuff was okay. I did take notes, which was stupid.
Yes, sir.
But the notes I have, for anyone who cares, these are very scientific. Piss mouth, dick in blender, head through microwave, electric garage door opener is fine, dude dying just trying to skateboard, Fred Durst, and Independence Day. Those are my notes, people, for Y2K, because the rest of the movie and the performances and everything else were perfectly meh. And this movie should have just been a streaming movie, if I had my say. But this is A24, and I don't know, I guess they thought the nostalgia play would have worked more with a young cast and probably a cheapish movie, but nah, man. This movie was very meh.
Yeah, I'll jump right in and say I agree with you. I was disappointed overall with this movie. It didn't hit the nostalgia beats that I was hoping for. The jokes didn't land at all. I really wish we would have seen more of the Eli and Danny duo in this movie. I think that they would have kept Danny alive. Spoiler.
I know. Yeah. I had the same thought. I was like, that's it. And I if you gave me odds whether he was going to come back at the end and be some kind of hero, I would have laid all my money down, and it didn't happen.
I thought the same thing. I thought he was going to pop up at the end of the movie, but because he was the funniest guy in the movie, and you kind of saw that, like you said, from the first Tiki Waititi film and Deadpool 2. Like, I like his kind of sarcastic.
Oh, right, Deadpool 2,
yeah, sense of humor. But once his part was over in the movie, it kind of lagged because there's no cohesion between the characters. I didn't care about any of them, to be honest with you. Even though they're all like
story had no momentum.
No, none at all. Like, none. I just thought it was going to be a little more clever, a little more humorous. I don't know, man. The Fred Durst thing was okay at first, and then it was like you said, no, he carried the third act of this movie. He was like the third act of this movie.
He seemed like he was really trying, where everybody else kind of like was sleepwalking through this movie.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, so he even got the. It was funny. I'm watching this, and I think like they made jokes about Limp Bizkit in this movie, which I thought were funny because I did laugh. A couple parts I laughed at was when the kid tried to skateboard on the busted down basketball rim and he like died instantly. I thought that was actually kind of funny.
Exactly. Yeah, that was funny. Yeah. Which again, why it made the notes. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the whole Fred Durst, people are like, get off the stage, whatever, you suck,
Yeah.
Because like I feel like Limp Bizkit rode that. Like people love them at first, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, they're sellouts. Like they're sellouts. Like we don't like Limp Bizkit anymore. Right. I thought this movie was a nice play on that, and maybe Fred Durst can make fun of himself for that aspect of his career.
Sure.
But overall, this movie just missed its mark, man. I just wanted more nostalgia. I just wanted to be funnier. I just wanted it to be funnier. Like at first I had like a Can't Hardly Wait vibe to it with the party. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then it just kind of dissolved from there because none of the characters bonded together. Like I didn't give a shit about them. No. I know there's supposed to be like 4 different, like, he's with this group. She's in this, I almost said cliques. Yeah. She's in this clique. He's in this clique. Yeah, we get it. They're in different cliques. She's the prom, whatever, homecoming queen, popular girl. But it's like, I don't know.
Did you find it weird that they basically pared the movie down to like the least like outgoing foursome you can ever pair together? Like they took all the people who were outlandish or bigger personalities and just killed them all off.
Yeah, exactly. And then
it's a weird decision.
It really was. So overall, majorly disappointed because I saw the trailer and I was excited about this movie. I thought it was going to be really funny, like a throwback 90s movie like they were trying to do. It just didn't land. I gave it a 2 out of 5. I couldn't get it higher than a 2. And that's being kind of generous.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I think when I left the theater, maybe it was a 2.5, and then I thought about it more, and I was like, nah, dude, that's way too kind. But yeah, it's weird that this movie peaks at the party, which because it's very early on, and then just really just slow march to the end. And like the Fred Durst stuff tries to make it more interesting. It's really not.
Yeah, the first act was the best part of the movie. The first act was the best part of the movie. After the first act, it just went downhill fast.
Yeah, absolutely. Glad we're in lockstep on that one because, dude, I am so glad I made a double feature because I went to go see The Order, the new Justin Kurzel movie, after that one. This is based on the book The Silent Brotherhood. This stars Jude Law, Nicholas Hoult, Ty Sheridan, Journey Smollett, and Mark Maron. It's about a series of bank robbers and car heists that are frightening communities in the Pacific Northwest, where a lone FBI agent believes that the crimes were not the work of financially motivated criminals, but rather a group of dangerous domestic terrorists. And god damn it, dude. This, when I saw the trailer, I hipped you to this movie. I was like, you gotta watch this fucking trailer because I'm all about this movie. And I would say it didn't like explode to like my number 1 movie of the year. But Shane, this is a 4-star movie, buddy.
Okay.
This is a solid ass. It is a movie that doesn't fake what it is. It is literally everything you saw in the trailer. It's a collision course between Jude Law as this, rugged, he's seen too much, elder statesman, FBI guy who's taken on, mobs in New York. He's taken on, these huge cases, and he's ruined his family life and everything else around him because he's a guy who gets shit done. Know what I'm saying? This guy is fucking mildly weepy Charles Bronson. You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy is just here to take down these motherfuckers, and he enlists Ty Sheridan, who's like essentially a rookie on the police force in the town where all this is going on, and he's taken on Nicholas Hoult, who leads this, again, a brotherhood of kind of white power domestic terrorists who are sick and tired of just kind of sitting on the sidelines and, having all these things happen to them, whether it's, guys who are disgruntled with their lives and needing someone to blame and all these things. And instead of just waiting around to try to get their lives on track, it's let's take vengeance against the people who they think wrong them and is everything wrong about this country, yada, yada. We've seen this kind of playbook before. And man, it's awesome. Just, the tracking them down, going head to head, it ends in, obviously it's going to end up in a firefight. It's going to end up in a standoff. It's going to end up in all these things. All this shit, right? This movie isn't going to fake that it's going to twist and turn or whatever. This is a straight up get shit done movie, and it gets shit done. And I had a very good time watching this movie. And the best part to me, I mean, the performances are great. I really liked Jude Law and Ty Sheridan as a duo because it's essentially like the elder statesman trying to groom this young rookie into being him, but that's not him, and ends up going towards disastrous results. And then Nicholas Hoult, he's an interesting person because he's got this look to him where he kind of looks like he could be kind of a cult leader. Like if Jared Leto was still Jared Leto, this would be Jared Leto's role, but instead it's Nicholas Hoult. And it's again, it's fucking bank robberies, it's white power Nazi fucking people. It's like bingo card for like genre stuff we've loved over the years. It's set in the 80s and it has a lot of that look to it, and it looks great. It's a gorgeous cinematography because not only is it the Pacific Northwest, so the visuals, like the vistas, all the scenery is just gorgeous. All these like big wide shots of perfect lakeside and mountain ranges and all this stuff, just gorgeous forests and everything else. And then on top of it, it's the cinematographer for True Detective, and it looks fucking nice. Like it'll match up in your eyes. If you know that going in, you're gonna be like, oh right, he fucking nailed it. So the early True Detective seasons, it looks exactly like that, and I love every minute of it. It's just like it looks gritty and grimy, but then also like these beautiful scenes in between. It's amazing. It's really awesome to see. So yeah, this is a 4-star movie, and this is easily top 10, may sneak top 5. I'm like right in that range with this movie right now.
Well, I'm a little jealous, and I would have seen it if it played here in Greensboro, but it's not around here. So maybe if they get it here or it's on Amazon Prime to rent, I definitely want to see it because, like you said, when I saw the trailer, I know a different concept, like story-wise, but it did kind of give me that Hell or High Water vibe to it.
Yes, yeah. Especially because bank robbery, that kind of look, I had that feeling too, and that's why it really got me going because I love Hell or High Water.
Oh, I do too. Great movie. But yeah, so definitely it's on my list, and I'm hoping to see it some way, some shape or form by Christmas.
Yeah, this is a little more simplistic than Hell or High Water, so it's a little like maybe a slight notch below it for me anyway. But still super high quality. And again, it's not gonna it's not gonna blow you away with the story. The story is the story, but like the execution is just if you love these type of movies, you will really like this movie.
Awesome.
That's all it takes. So that is pretty much, I guess the last thing for us is just you ended up seeing Juror number 2. You finally or one of the, it seems the rare commodity that I mentioned last week where they're not even releasing the domestic box office totals, and it will be on Max on the 21st, I believe. So, but you were able to see the new Clint Eastwood movie as I did last week. You caught up with that. What did you think? Because I gave it a pretty solid review last week, so I'm curious if you're on the same track as me.
I long story short, I was home. I noticed it was on Prime Video to rent for like $9.99. I'm like, you know what? That's cheaper than going to the theater to see it. So, and it's not playing here anyway. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to give this a go.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I did, because I echo what you said. I like watching those just courtroom movies we don't see a lot of anymore. And I guess you could say like, well, we had A Few Good Men, yada, yada. Or like one of my favorites is The Verdict with Paul Newman.
Oh, God, I love that movie. Yeah.
Right. So it's kind of a throwback movie in that sense. And like you said, I'm not going to go over the cast. Nicholas Hoult he was great. You really felt his moral dilemma. Yeah. Even though he was kind of pissing me off during the movie with some of his decisions, like when he knocked J.K. Simmons' paperwork out of his hand, like he dropped all the paperwork on purpose. I'm like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, but Tony Collette was great.
I thought J.K. Simmons was really great. I don't know if I put that home. He's a smaller part of this movie, but I really liked him.
Yeah, he was good too, man. And Cedric Yarbrough, like you said, from Reno 911, played a bigger part than I thought he did.
And a serious role.
And a serious role. So, yeah, man, just a tight-knit courtroom drama of a movie. And it just tightrope set, like, what would you do in his situation? And it kind of grabs you from there. So I really like this movie a lot. And I think it was just the performances and just that what the movie kind of makes you think about, especially like given Nicholas Holt's situation with the newborn on the way.
Yeah.
You know, he's a man trying to turn his life around because he's a former alcoholic, and that all plays into this, and just a bang up job all around. I really enjoyed this movie, and I'm going a little higher than you with your score because I know you gave it a 3.5. Yeah. To me, this is a solid 4 movie, probably in my top 10 for the year. Like that 8 to 10 range, maybe a little higher once I filter through the Shane movies of the year. But man, when it comes to Max, people, on the 21st, you said, check it out, man. This is a nice throwback legal courtroom movie, man.
Yeah. So I think I mentioned, well, 2 things I wanted to mention. One, Toni Collette, I think it's underrated that it gets put back in her lap too as like a moral quandary as well, because, you know, a lot of the political stuff in the background and, you know, her career and where it's going to go, and then finding out, you know, the truth and figuring out what to do. And then I think it's a nice pairing that twists back and forth, you know, hits the ball back and forth between those two pretty well. And I love those too. So like, it's a perfect pairing to do it.
And it kind of like gives you an inside look, like what jurors think. Like, man, I got 3 kids at home. I'm trying to get out of here. He's a bad guy. I don't know if he did it or not, but he's a bad guy. He belongs in jail. Like, let's just, you know what I mean? Like, it gives you that sense of like, holy shit. Like how often does this really happen with jurors?
Oh, I know, right?
In these cases, you know?
Yeah.
So,
and that's the extra layer between that and the outside the courtroom stuff that I thought made it better than, say, the Kane Mutiny trial, one that Kiefer Sutherland was in, that was directed by William Friedkin before he passed away. I think that was a good comp. You saw that one too, right? Yep.
It is a good comp.
Yeah. But I think obviously it has more to it, more layers and everything else. That's why I think it's a better movie, but still, it's good stuff. Oh, I'm glad you like that. And I think, even for my grade, I think that the position might be similar in my end of the year rankings. Like it's might be a top 10, top 12 kind of a movie. So definitely worth checking out. But there is more. We have a bunch of streaming stuff. This kind of kicks off to that because you ended up seeing it on PVOD instead of heading out to the theaters. But I saw Kneecap, which won a lot of like European independent film awards and has like a dark horse chance at getting into international feature at the Oscars as well. I would probably say that got dampened a little bit because I don't think it was in the best international feature for the Golden Globes. No, it didn't. Because it also is It's a movie that's half English, half Gaelic, or like obviously the Irish language. So I don't know if because they do it as best motion picture non-English language, whether that counts or not. But Amelia Paris has a lot of English too, and that's in there. So maybe I'm just trying not to make them a snub. But this movie is pretty amazing. It's unlike a lot of things I've ever seen. I'm not even going to attempt, because I appreciate this movie too much. I'm not going to attempt to try to say the names of most of the stars in here, because it's a lot of like the true Irish Gaelic, like that language last names and stuff, and I'm not going to fuck up everybody's name. I think we're all just doing great for the fact that we pronounced Saoirse Ronan's name right. And then like just imagine that on steroids. So I'm not going to go there. But have you heard of this movie at all?
It's funny you say that. I did, and I almost saw it in the theater here. It came out. It had a short run at one of the independent theaters we have in town.
Right.
And I was like, that looks really interesting, because that falls into like what I would go watch. And it just came and went within, I think it was only released here for like a week. And honestly, it was one of the movies I forgot about until you just mentioned it. And then you said it was on Netflix, right? So
yeah, it's been on there for like almost a week now. Or
okay.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to check it out, because it was on my radar, and I almost went to go see this in the theater probably about 6 months ago, if not longer than that.
It's interesting movie because it's set in West Belfast in 2019. It brings together a music teacher and these kind of like two self-confessed low-life scum drug dealer kind of kids, who one of them, their father is played by Michael Fassbender, and he ends up he was one of those type of revolutionaries, or however you want to put it, domestic terrorism, however you want to categorize these things. He was one of those guys who was, blowing up buildings and blowing up cars and doing all that crazy stuff. And then he's presumed dead, falling off a boat. And so the police think he faked his death, whether he's still alive, and so there's a whole lot of stuff with that family. So I guess they're already on people's radar, but basically they end up creating an Irish rap group, and, they go back and forth between using the traditional Irish language that behind the scenes people are actually fighting to get recognized as like an adopted language, like because it's the native tongue of Ireland. So there's a lot of like political aspirations and protesting and political jockeying, but so their music that ends up getting big in that area because they're actually rapping in their native tongue as well as English, it becomes this kind of political football, and it becomes this kind of sensation, but it's also a hot political thing where it makes people really pissed off at them, and it becomes this big story. And I'll tell you, I wonder, it's one of those movies that I wonder if I didn't like the music, would I like the movie less? Or do I like the movie more because I actually like the music? But who cares? Because I'll just say I do like the music. I like the performances. I like everything about it. It was such an interesting movie to watch, and this is getting really good reviews. I believe it has a higher than 4 rating out of 5 on Letterboxd. Like, people really love this movie, and I could see why. I haven't put it into my rankings yet because I don't quite know how to judge this one, but it's at least a 3.5. Maybe I might think up a 4 later. It's kind of in that zone of like kind of Juror number 2, and like it's that part of the year, like that part of like there's so many movies this year, and we've talked about it all year. Like there's all kinds of like strong 3.5s, that might end up getting higher up, but there's so many of those 3.5s that I don't know if they're going to make it into my top 25s because there's just a huge amount of them. But this is another one of those, man. It's a recommendation from me. It's a good movie, and if you were even remotely interested, I would check it out.
Will do. Especially now that it's on Netflix, I'm definitely going to check it out.
Yeah, I think obviously the toughest part is just hanging tight between them kicking back and forth between English and Gaelic or whatever. So it's tough, but like you're going back and forth between subtitles and actual language, so it kind of make it a little dizzying, especially with the rap and stuff, everything else involved there. But it's well worth the watch.
It's a different language. Like you were talking about the names, I'll tell you a little funny story. We're good friends with this guy who's from Ireland, but he's been here forever, and he has 3 kids. One of them, so he gave him Irish names, pure, and one of them is spelled Aoebhin, and I'm like, how the hell do you pronounce that? And and they pronounce it Aveen. I'm like, well, why don't you spell it like Aveen then?
Oh yeah, the B's are heavy with the yeah.
I'm like, what is that? Aobin, Hashbin? Like, what's their name? Aobin, Iobin. Yeah, no, they're like Aveen. I'm like, okay, well, then fucking name her. Like, I don't know, but I just thought it was funny you leading into that. Yeah. Like, you just screwed your kids over in school for like the rest of their lives.
Yeah, I think even the most common ones that like maybe I can see in real, like they're just ridiculous. I remember Saoirse Ronan was on Colbert, and he literally went through like multiple names of like how to spell, and he's like, he spells like Siobhan, but it again, like you said, it's got like B's and other. It's like, what the fuck is this? So he kind of just goes, "You all are animals." They like kind of goes through all these names. It's very funny. But Saoirse Ronan, that's the same one. Like I think her name is like, it looks like Saoirse.
Yeah,
but it's sure. Saoirse. So yeah, ridiculous. But again, they're my people, so I will take full responsibility, and I will never learn it. I'm sorry, I'm an American. Sorry, I'm the worst of the Irish stuff. But man, whoo boy, it is tough. But yeah, definitely recommend that. I also recommend That Christmas if we are doing the Christmas spirit. That is my latest review for what's on Netflix.com. This is based on a book by Richard Curtis. He is also a producer on this film. It was one of those movies that I was like, oh man, I gotta watch this animated kind of family Christmas movie for my review. Oh, okay, whatever. Like I didn't really buy in, which is a little silly because I like a lot of Richard Curtis movies. I don't know if you're familiar with the name or who he is, but it's like Love Actually and Bridget Jones' Diary and Notting Hill and all these like classic rom-com or kind of like British movies that are just so good and so heartfelt and all these things. But he's been on a little bit of a slump. Like Yesterday was fine. Genie, that Melissa McCarthy kind of set during Christmas time movie that came on Peacock last year, was not critically well received either. So like, I don't know. I just didn't know what he had left in the tank. And I was like, oh, he wrote a children's book that seemed like, all right, buddy, nice cash grab that you parlayed into something. And then I'm watching this movie, man, and it had so much heart, dude. It got me. It got me real good. There's a couple of like really good relationships where essentially this is like a small town in England. Yeah, it's like this sprawling multi-character story leading up to the day, to Christmas Day in the small town of Wellington-on-Sea, which is on the Suffolk coast in England. And it's kind of these tales about love and loneliness and family and friends. Obviously, when you and I were talking about, we talked about what, 4 Christmas movies last week? Or Christmas setting movies last week? And what was the thing that we kept kind of coming back to? It was like, where's the Christmas? Where's the magic of Christmas? What's the point of the movie? Is it kind of like, is this just a genre movie that they just placed around Christmas? Or is this a Christmas movie? And this movie, while it has a lot of, it has that little bit of like Love Actually in the sense of like it's multiple tales, multiple people in this little area and their stories and how they interact. Man, like you still at least have Santa Claus in here. You actually have like a town celebrating Christmas in a lot of different ways. And it's got an amazing voice talent cast. Brian Cox is Santa Claus. Fiona Shaw from the Harry Potter franchise plays Ms. Trapper, who's one of my favorite characters in this whole thing. The latest Doctor, I believe, for Doctor Who, Jodie Whittaker plays Mrs. Williams. You got Bill Nighy, Rhys Darby, and a bunch of good young cast people. But ultimately, man, there's no better example of like the Christmas spirit and stuff and how communities come together and the love these people have for each other. And there's this character, like I said, Miss Trapper and Danny Williams, who's like a boy struggling as the new kid in town following his parents' divorce. And obviously it's during the holidays. And it's two people kind of like going through different versions of the loneliness, or they always say it's like a magnifying glass that Christmas is, where if you're really happy, Christmas will make you like the happiest. And if you're really lonely, it'll make you the loneliest feeling person ever. And they really show this, and they really show how you can, through coming together and, being there for people and everything else, that you can overcome these things. It's so good, dude. It's a really good, strong, like 3.5 that is like, as far as the holiday movies of the year, I couldn't tell you one better. I mean, we watched like a bunch, and this is by far the best, and probably is the closest thing to, if you were a fan of Klaus, whatever, on Netflix, and you want another animated Christmas title that holds even a candle to that movie, this is it. So
that's good to hear, because I love Klaus.
Yeah, I mean, it's not same. It's obviously different animation,
right,
different type of story, but it's got that heart and that magic of Christmas stuff that you just really need. And I think this is, like I said, the closest to it.
Well, that's, like you said, we've been struggling, and even though you haven't seen the red one, so how dare you say this was like the best of what we got?
Yes,
so far.
I'm sorry. Of the ones I've seen, I apologize. Yes, but yeah, like I said, strong 3.5 for me.
Awesome.
And I don't know if I want to cap it off with you finally watching Subservience. I was like, why, of all the ones that are around, did you just, did you miss Megan Fox? Is that really what happened here? What drugs for the surgery were you on? Maybe.
I don't know why. Because I'm not a big Megan Fox fan. Like I tell people, she has toe thumbs, so I'm not like really into her.
Right. Yeah.
And for some reason, this popped up on my like the new release list, and I'm like, well, I wanted just something I could go numb to and like not like pay a lot of attention to. And I was like, well, how bad can this really be? Until you watch it, and it's like, oh, that's how bad this can really be. I mean, just, and I'm thinking, I haven't seen Megan Fox for, like, we talked about Keira Knightley before. Like, I haven't seen her in like forever, ever. Like, I know she's off having like multiple kids with Machine Gun, what's his face, and
Machine
all
Gun
that
Kelly.
stuff. Right,
Yeah.
So
I
don't
didn't
know.
see Night Teeth?
You know what? I did, and I forgot she was even in that. So there you go.
Yeah.
It's been a while, but this movie is so bad. It's on Netflix. It's basically like a million movies out now. It's this lonely dad whose wife's in the hospital, so he has a young daughter at home and a newborn, and he buys this AI to help watch his kids.
Fucking
and
AI.
AI.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of, spins out of control from there, because she tries to take more control and being more forceful in his life, and obviously he tries to like take away the wife and all this kind of stuff. And
right,
it had some sub stories going on with AI taking over jobs from humans, which is happening now. So you get that aspect of it, which is all right. But this movie was boring. Like, nothing really happened. And yes, he did have sex with the Megan Fox AI. I like who wouldn't? I wouldn't, because she has toe thumbs. But like, it's a dilemma.
Sure.
And it happens pretty quickly within the movie. And I'm like, even then, she's like fully dressed, which fully dressed sex scenes just get on my nerves in the first place. I'm like, who has sex with all their clothes on? Nah, I don't know. It's just the thing, right?
Yeah.
So if you want a better movie that's like in this ilk, it is Megan. Megan's the better version of this movie. It's almost exactly like that. Like you buy a doll to take care for your, help cope, have your kid cope, and it has a mind of its own. Like, God, this movie was just, the writing was bad, the acting was bad. It like tried to amp it up in the third act when like Megan Fox goes crazy and they're all trying to like, I don't know, whatever. It's bad. And it didn't make any sense. Like, the writing was terrible. I don't know why I watched it. Even my, my girlfriend was watching. She goes, "That was pretty bad," and I was like, for her to say that, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
So it's nothing is redeeming in this movie at all. Again, go watch Megan on Peacock right now. You'll have a better time. It has better kills. This one barely has like 1 or 2 in it, and it's just not good. So I gave this one like a 2, a flat out 2 out of 5. Like Megan Fox, go back to like Transformers or work with Michael Bay or do something. Like I don't know.
Did you end up watching Afraid?
It's funny you say that because I saw that on there too. And for out of the AI movies turning deadly, I chose this one, and I don't know why. I should have chose Afraid because I remember you saying you liked that better than you thought you would.
Well,
or it was better than you anticipated. Not saying you gave it glowing like reviews.
It wasn't annoyingly bad. It's like a 2.5 or whatever, but like it at least will make you think about the AI stuff instead of just being like, this is complete trash, but it's still pretty trashy.
Yeah. I should have went with that one. And I probably still will watch Afraid, to be honest with you, because I kind of did have should I go see this in the theater? And I just waited too long and it got out. So yeah, I should have chose that one because this one is no saving grace. Unless you're a huge Megan Fox fan.
Right.
And just have to see her in a movie. But just go back and rewatch Jennifer's Body or something, man. Like, just don't. Yeah. Or Transformers 1. Or not 1, but the first Transformers movie.
Agreed. Yeah, that is peak. But she was also, wasn't she in either like an Amy Schumer, like a Judd Apatow comedy? Wasn't she in Trainwreck or something?
This is 40?
No. This is 40? Oh, yeah. Yes. That was exactly what it was. Yeah.
Yep.
Which, that movie also is not very good.
No, it's not.
That movie annoyed the shit out of me. And that was before I even turned 40. And now that I am, it's like, at best, it would just probably make me more sad.
Yeah. Not a good movie.
It's a tough one. Well, again, even though we ended on a dour note and also had, Y2K and Werewolves, I think if you take away from this episode, the highest recommendations are go see The Order, go see Juror number 2, either now on PVOD or wait for it to be on Max. Go see Kneecap on Netflix. You can turn that on right now. And if you're in the Christmas spirit, that Christmas is very satisfying. So I think, spread across a bunch of different genres, whether you're more like a cinephile or a genre-heavy guy or anything, I think that's a great spread, at least for you to get through your week. If you're looking for something to watch, I think it's a lot of good stuff to check out. I will also say, on the TV front, I inhaled Black Doves, watched the whole thing. Keira Knightley, Ben Whishaw, real cool kind of spycraft show, all set in London or London-ish, England, whatever. Government intrigue, spy ring, into deep kind of stuff. Super satisfying. So check that out as well, because we'll probably end up talking about that as we get more back into TV mode, either in the next few weeks or at least like somewhere where we're going to do our best ofs very soon. So that might end up on my list. We'll see when I actually get to making said list, but it is, like I said, very satisfying, especially if you're a guy who watches Slow Horses, or if you're also watching, say, The Agency on Paramount Plus, and that's, I think, week to week. If you want to watch something in between, totally fits. Or if you're watching Lioness, there's so many like spy or like angry violent shows that I'm just like, yeah, man, peak TV, man. It's good stuff. How about you, man? What are you looking forward to? Anything? Are you getting? I know you got your Craven this week.
Oh my God, yes I do. Yes I do.
So that's out there. And again, maybe I wish this could happen, but I think I'm too much of a busy man to make it happen. But triple feature, Craven, Night Bitch, and Werewolves, where you're just all like getting your animal on.
Yeah. Well, watch how you phrase that. You phrase it correctly. But yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm all about Craven. I have my prediction that it's not going to do well in the box office. But
I don't think so either.
And I say that I firmly believe it's going to be a very solid, fan-appealing movie. And I tend to say it's going to be more in the good category, but because Sony has dropped the ball and because they have a reputation for putting out shitty movies, I think that ruined any chance that Craven had of making any kind of profit. That is my prediction. Not because it's a bad movie, but because of the bad press and the Madam Web and the Morbiuses of the fucking Sony universe.
Yeah.
I think they ruined it for Craven. Yep.
And I'm one of them, I think. I just don't have any confidence that this is going to be good, even though I like certain people involved in the project. But yeah, I wonder, the only saving grace that this movie has is it is counter programming for anybody who's not trying to watch a movie musical, who's already seen Gladiator 2, and is not giving a shit about watching a holiday movie.
Right.
It's like right in that zone of, I just want to go in and rip shit up and go to the movies and watch something blow up or get beaten down.
Yep.
Like just pure genre fare. But, you know, like I said, if you want to make it, that would be an incredible triple feature.
That would be
Craven, Night Bitch, and Werewolves. And it could be that none of them are good, but it's such a good swing that I would be proud of myself, I think, regardless, if I could pull it off.
You should. It would be quite the achievement.
That would be like an all-day Sunday now that we don't care about the Jets anymore. It would be like a perfect Sunday of just, this is how I spend my time, like self-evaluation time, you know. And I'm getting there, man. I think I'm in the like 125 area. So
You're there.
Yeah, I can maybe, if I did a triple feature like that on Sunday, that might be the capper by the time I get there. Because I have to cover Carry On for Netflix this week.
Yep.
That's the new Taron Egerton movie with Jason Bateman. It's like a airport terrorism kind of a thing, blackmail, whatever thing in the airport during the holidays. So that's why it's coming out in December. But yeah, I think outside of that, if I end up watching Craven and anything else coming through, I don't know how much more I have left on my watch list. The only thing is I got to check to see if September 5 is out. But I'm surprised I haven't seen anyone make the joke yet, because it's not September 5th, it's September 5, that it's like, well, I didn't watch September 1 through 4. But no one said it. No, I haven't seen anyone say it, but if it's attributed to me, I'll be very happy. So put that out there, everybody. Also, I am so happy that I believe in 2 days, I finally did it. I showed you that I ordered my Poor Things inspired Furious Jumping shirt that I made for myself, and it should be coming in a couple of days. So that's a early Christmas gift myself.
That is funny, and that is awesome.
Yeah, I know. It's been almost a year since I came
year.
up with that idea.
Yep.
Finally followed through. Thank you to Sticker Mule, who had a one black t-shirt special because they want to get you on that train, and I did it. So excellent stuff. Great job by you. I'm so happy you get to get your Craven finally. Because is that the end for you?
That's it. The last on my list.
Yeah, and I feel like this movie only has like a 2-week runway, because once it bats up against Nosferatu, it'll lose.
Yep.
So we'll see. It probably needs more than that to make any noise at the box office, but we'll see, man. Everybody's at the freaking movies, man. Yeah. Another, big movie weekend for Wicked and Moana 2, and, even a little smatterings of Gladiator 2 and Red One and whatever else. So people are still out there. Good times. And go check out some of the recommendations we had. Get out there and subscribe to our podcast, because we got so much more to cover. And then obviously once we get into the new year, we will talk about our best of the year episodes and what we're looking forward to in 2025 with a little more most anticipated. So good stuff yet to come. So tell a friend, get excited, come back next week and every other week of the rest of your life for more recent activity.